I am so damn glad I did not go to sleep. For the people that are just now tuned in, your Los Angeles Lakers have made a big time trade. Welcome in, ladies and gents. Wow. Hold on one sec. It's trade deadline eve, and everybody is getting their trades done. The Los Angeles Lakers trade for Mark Williams. Wow. Bring it down. We don't know this dude. I got you. Make sure you guys hop in here, guys. Let's go. Hop in. We're going to have a good time here. We're going to break down Mark Williams, the player. We're going to break down a lot of stuff here. I understand some of the concerns really quickly with the compensation. Do I think that the Lakers gave up too much? There we go. Do I think the Lakers gave up too much? It is a bit of an overpay. Yeah, probably. But it might just have to be one you have to make, honestly. And for that reason, I think you can kind of justify it. Because I just think you have to. It is kind of an overpay. It's an overpay compensation wise, simply because you're giving up. It's really the pick swap for me. The pick swap plus Dalton Knecht kind of puts over the top for me. Let me see. I would have preferred Claxton. Well, let's see what some of the impact stuff says. Wow. So we got a couple of different perspectives on this. Sean, we got absolutely fleeced. We seriously gave up DK. Rob is such a loser. I thought the closer and closer, especially after the Luka trade, I thought it was going to be more likely that Dalton got traded. I just didn't know for who. This team's good. I'm not going to lie. Initial thoughts on Mark, and is he injury prone? Mark Williams has dealt with some injury stuff in the past. Absolutely. Let me look. I admittedly haven't watched a lot of Mark Williams, but I did watch him a lot in the summer in preparation for my preseason power ranking series. So let me see if I can find what my summer thoughts was looking at tape from last season. I'm gonna read you guys my the little excerpt, if you will. Maybe. There we go. Read you guys a little excerpt. Guys, super chats, by the way. Number one guaranteed way to get you guys in to get your questions answered. I did not, I guess, put my notes in my doc. That's a little frustrating. But good drop big. He is a really, really, really nice lob threat. He's a really, really nice lob threat and just play finisher next to Luka. Ideal. Again, it has its critiques, obviously. I think the biggest one being that, again, you probably gave up an extra pick that you just didn't have to. Hold on. Sorry, I had to check with something. But yeah, it's the extra pick for me, right? But Nick Richards, really good defensive rebounder. Not a lot of versatility defensively. Great finisher, like I said. I'm really, really excited to look into his film tonight, actually. I'm really, really excited to look into his film. He grades out really, really well B-ball index wise. And Luka got a perfect complimentary center. And he's the same age as Dalton, at least. Same age as Dalton. What grade would I give it? I would give it a B-. I would actually give it a B-. I think the fact that you got that you got Mark Williams, a guy that's 23 years old, legit height, 7 foot tall. Guys, hit that like button as hard as you possibly can. And actually, let me put a poll up. You know what? What grade would you give this trade? Hold on one sec. I would give this, like I said, a B-. There are some stuff I have a problem with. There would be some stuff that I would, I have a problem with. Again, probably like an extra pick or so that I thought they gave up. But you get the this is honestly a better long-term big solution than a Nick Claxton, in my opinion. You lost a pure shooter, yeah, but if we were to look at their depth chart now, the team is more filled out, honestly. You have a more filled out roster, I think. Because now your rotation in the playoffs is Luka Doncic, Austin Reeves, LeBron James. I think you started Dorian Finney-Smith. That's the other thing, too, that's so critical. Do they go out now, and do they still potentially – I don't think Rui gets traded anymore at this point, but we heard rumblings today. They can trade Maxi Kleber. They can aggregate that salary. And do you actually, I'm curious what the name would be. Well, what how much money he's making? But, Chad, I want to throw out a name for you guys. This would be a Maxi Kleber swap. Would you guys be interested? I don't know how much he's making. Matter of fact, I'm pretty sure he might be making a little bit too much. Would you guys be interested in Kelly Olynyk? Would you guys be interested? That's almost a perfect swap. Kelly Olynyk's making 12.8. No, it needs to be a perfect swap, though, because you can't. How much is Maxi making? Damn. Okay. But, you guys get the vision. Basically, I would be interested in seeing. Now, I would also be completely happy with them just keeping Maxi, because I think Maxi, it'd be interesting, if Maxi can come back next season and be ready to go. Because I actually do like Maxi Kleber. Let's see what the poll's saying right now. A lot of you guys are kind of where I'm at. I gave it a B. There's some stuff that I'm a little concerned about, and it's the health, honestly. Wow. Just didn't expect them to get Mark Williams. But then, like I was saying, I'm hoping that the starting five in the playoffs, your rotation is Luka, AR, LeBron James, DFS, Mark Williams. Your bench is Gabe Vincent, Rui Hachimura, Jared Vanderbilt, Jackson Hayes. We don't need a big-time scorer off the bench necessarily. I don't think you need a massive scorer off the bench, because you could just stagger the lineups. You have Luka, Austin, and Braun. There is no reason why you can't have one of those guys on the floor. And Jackson Hayes, who, by the way, played pretty all right in the game against the Clippers the other night. Jackson Hayes played pretty all right. He's now going back to being your long-term backup instead of being your permanent starter. This team has versatility now. They have some nice depth pieces. Oh, my bad. I didn't see your message in the private chat. My bad.
All good.
You get Maxi Kleber back next year. If they don't trade him, it'd be interesting to see if they do. Ricky Bird says, I'd prefer starting Gabe over AR9 indictment. I think they start Austin, personally. Knockdown shooter for LeBron and Luka to kick it to Gone hurts a little. I mean, they could technically still do something else, but Austin Reeves is a really, 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 really good off-ball shooter. So, I don't know. My guy Corbin Ford at Corbin NBA. Go check him out. There's a bunch of great stuff for the Indie Basketball Podcast. Did not botch it that time.
You did not.
Does great stuff for Switch Theory. Initial reaction, I was actually playing 2K one of my players on my team, and the trade goes through. I thought I got traded for a second. Thoughts on the deal?
Listen, man, I'm more negative than I thought I would be about it.
Okay.
Getting Mark Williams, again, it's one of those unexpected ones that we didn't account for, right? We were talking about center options, literally yesterday? And not once was Mark Williams a thought. I don't even think we even like dipped into Charlotte, right? So to get a guy like Mark Williams, the archetype of player that will fit perfectly with Luka, a legit rim roller, the vertical spacing's off the chart, all of that. I do think giving up. I don't know if it's giving up Connect plus the draft capital that bugs me, or if it's like it's not okay. Mark Williams is less of an injury risk. He's played less than, let's say, Robert Williams. But like we're talking about a guy who played 43 games his rookie year, I think played 19 last year, got to 25 this year, and had a scary back injury. The back has been a problem for him for most of the career.
Last season. Yeah.
Like that's a lot to give up.
Yeah.
For Mark Williams in general, I'd still think it was kind of steep or whatever. But for a guy with extensive injury issues, like you just did the rotation, again, that's barring good health. That could easily be just Jackson Hayes. And that bothers me.
So my biggest problem with the trade, I gave it like a B-. I think it's the official grade I gave it. My biggest problem with the deal is kind of where your concern slide was, okay, injury risk, yes. But then it's also like the combination of, okay, do we really have to give up? I think you're going to have to give up like the 2031, for example, right?
And that's fine.
But then it's the pick swap plus DK that kind of loses me. We're like, trade one of them, or you know what I'm saying?
And the floor spacing is important.
Yeah. I'm actually going to kind of play devil's advocate and say that I think the floor spacing from Dalton can be replaced either just because Austin's turned into a really good movement shooter. He's become a really good movement shooter. Mm-hmm. DFS, good shooter. Braun's a really good off-ball shooter. And I think they still have salaries elsewhere to where they really, really, really said, look, oh my God, where are we going to find shooting at now? Then you can still you still have like 14-ish hours or whatever to get something done, like to get another deal done. I think it's hilarious that every team in the league that wants to make a trade is just happening to get them done right now.
Yeah, like the trade deadline's tonight at midnight instead of when it is
4:00 or whatever it is Eastern.
Yeah.
I will say the biggest knock and the biggest concern with the deal is I think it's pretty clearly the injury history with Mark Williams, specifically the back, and that's why I can kind of agree with your take and why I'm like, yeah, they maybe even could have. Hypothetically, they could have maybe even walked them down on the offer a bit and be like, all right, no, we're going to take out the pick swap or make the 2031 protected first round pick or something along those lines.
Yeah.
Who is calling me at this hour?
Coming? No, I'm sorry.
Sean Charania. I don't know why Sean. I can't say Sean Charania.
Charania, yeah, it's a nice little
Sean Charania. Sean Charania. There we go. All right, man. All right, so let me see here really quickly, guys. I'm going to look at the film tonight, and this kind of threw my plan off. Hold on. Dave McMenamin. The Lakers are in win now mode while also setting up the future. They have a roster of no obvious hole to address, but have an open roster spot in order to be active in the bio market to add the best available fit for their depth. I disagree with the no obvious hole because there's an argument to be made, right? Like kind of like you said, like, all right, if an injury occurs or whatever, then you're back to Jackson Hayes or something, right?
Yeah.
But then the argument also is just made like, dog, all right, if an injury happens to one of your key players anyway, you're kind of screwed. So I think that goes for everybody. I still think like on a replacement of the max role would be great. Like there's holes to be, geez, there are voids that can be filled, on the team. But I think this team did get better, actually. I think they got better, although I do have really big concerns for the deal personally.
Yeah.
And it's health related mostly. My bad to cut you off.
No, you're right. And I think that's exactly what it is. Like he is, let's make no mistake, Mark Williams, to be able to get him, to be able to like be in a situation where you get Luka Doncic to begin with, still have enough assets to then trade for a Mark Williams, who, by the way, is younger than Dalton Knecht, which is kind of funny to me. Especially since this is what, year 3 for Mark Williams coming in.
Yeah, this is 3.
Year 3.
This is 3.
And he's younger than Dalton Knecht. That's just funny to me. But with that being said, I don't know. I see comments about rather have injury prone 23-year-old than injury prone, 31-year-old. I'd rather just not have an injury prone player. Like, I don't know. I mean, the best what they say? Availability. Some saying with the best thing about availability is like being there to play, right? At the end of the day, like Mark Williams, that ceiling is so high. And Gabe Vincent, I think, has played well enough. Like, he's been for the last, 2 months? Mostly like we thought he would be when we first signed him, like Miami Gabe Vincent. I guess, I don't know. I guess I've seen so much. Thank you, Denny. The best ability is availability. Thank you. But like, I don't know. That's my theory on that. At the same time, like the talent of Mark Williams, like I covered Charlotte for a bit. Like, I mean, he's good.
LA might not be done. In terms of they'll be able to, still look to add. Guys, Super Chat's #1 guaranteed way to get your question live on the air. Also a great way to help support the channel. Let's see if we can get 1,000 people in here live. We're at 673 already. I think in live view count, we have surpassed the Anthony Davis Luka Doncic trade. We've somehow surpassed that, Corbin. Hit that like button right effing now. Let's get some people in here. Sean, you need to go back to Laker Nation. No, I probably shouldn't even have addressed that, but no, that's not gonna happen. Still got mad love for the crew, but Gabriel, no. Now the spam is kind of absurd. Who is the current 7 to 8 man 8 to 9 man rotation? To break it down really, really quickly. Luka Doncic, Austin Reeves. I would start Dorian Finney-Smith. Corbin, let me know if you disagree.
No,
I would start Dorian Finney-Smith, LeBron James, Mark Williams. Then off the bench, it's Gabe Vincent, Jared Vanderbilt, Rui Hachimura, Jackson Hayes. Who would be your backup 2 in air quotes? Shake? That's disgusting.
That's what I'm saying. They need to. That guard spot is nasty, and not in a good way.
Yeah.
And that's again saying if Rui's not moved, he's still one of those tradable salaries. I think at this point, do you want to keep Rui?
I made a statement a few weeks back that I think I made a statement a few weeks back that I was really, really confident they don't trade Rui. And for a little bit, I got a little nervous on it. Corbin, I was so confident in that belief to the point where I said I will buy somebody a jersey, like a random subscriber a jersey, if they traded them. I got a little nervous for a few days. I really, 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 can we check his B-ball index stats on stream? Yeah, we'll check him out. We'll compare him to a few guys too. I really, really think, Corbin, that Rui stays. At this point, I think Gabe stays too, because you can't further deplete your guard room. Or like literally you don't have any options. Rui can go, you're tripping. I was at the time a fan of Rui getting traded, and honestly, I think you still can trade him. But the point was, I was confident that he didn't get traded based off of how I know that the Lakers internally value him. It wasn't necessarily Sean loves Rui. It was more of a no, the Lakers really, 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 really love Rui Hachimura.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. Is there a guard, Corbin, that you would really, really be interested in acquiring right now?
Shoosh. Dennis Schroeder. I mean, isn't he in Utah now? Let's have an old read. Like I feel like his shooting spotty, but his ability to get to the rim is not. He's somebody that can kind of play both guard spots. He has, maybe not the tallest, but his length is real. He has a familiarity with the Lakers system. I mean, at this point, it's a familiarity with half the NBA. But yeah, that'll be somebody I think you could probably get on the buyout. I mean, you see the comments are saying this too, but that's probably my first one. Lonzo, after the extension, it was going to be hard to get Lonzo before that, but he just that's not happening. Yeah, I don't know another one that just pops off the head. You know what I mean? Like immediately.
Chat, fire off your suggestions, and are you able to like click on comments too? Are you able to do that?
No, I'm not able to. I can see them though.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, I'm not able to highlight any, unfortunately.
All right. Fire off any guys that you want. And Corbin, I looked this up. Let me know if you see any really, really good ones.
Okay.
Dennis could be interesting.
I mean, at this point, anybody over Shake Milton, I'll be happy with, I think.
I probably agree.
I see Lonnie Walker in the chat. He's been trying to get back. Please play in the EuroLeague.
Lonnie.
I never want to lose Lonnie, to be fair. Neither.
Dog, you know who would kill so hard right now? And he wanted this. Not even. He wanted to stay. This guy wanted to stay too. And Rob just like, he damn near chose to just let him leave. Spencer Dinwiddie would kill so badly. Oh my God, I would love a Spencer Dinwiddie right now. Are you kidding me?
I can see it.
Spencer Dinwiddie would fucking. My bad. Spencer Dinwiddie would kick ass.
No, I feel.
Go ahead.
No, I feel. He'd be pretty solid too, actually. Like someone to handle the ball. I mean, I'd like a better off-ball shooter.
Sure, that's fair.
You know, like that'd be nice. And I think Spencer does his damage on ball. We saw Lonnie could actually kind of do both on and off. I just don't know how viable that option is. I'm trying to think of anyone else. I keep saying, what about Rondo? Rondo's retired, y'all.
He's very much retired.
And he was cooked before he retired. You saw last year in Clippers Cleveland. Anyway,
guys, I'm trying to pull up
free agent guards.
No, the B-ball index stuff.
Smush Parker. Fast. Oh, I love that. That's funny. Shout out to Smush.
Smush Parker. My apologies. Trying to pull this up. Let's see. Any other good names? Marcus Smart. Even if he became a buyout guy, you wouldn't be able to get him because of your apron stuff, I believe. Contact finish rate. I literally had it. Sam Vecini and Nate Duncan, two guys I respect, have some serious concerns about Marcus' defense. Might be worth looking at the film. Yeah, like as soon as this is over, guys, I'm not even sure how long we'll be live, but as soon as this is over, I'm gonna hop over and look at the film. My nights kind of changed. I was planning on like dropping finishing up my I can't speak. I was planning on finishing up my SGA film breakdown for my Sports Headline Show channel, which I highly recommend you guys going to check out. But with this, obviously, that's a
game changer.
Yeah, those plans have changed.
Markelle Fultz will be interesting.
What'd you say?
Markelle Fultz will be interesting, but again, like no shooting there.
Let's compare Walker Kessler, Mark Williams. Let's compare him basically to like any guy that we talked about. Nick Claxton, Miles Turner. Who else? I guess we'll compare him to Jonas. Why not? Nikola Vucevic, because why not? Who else am I missing? Jakob
Poeltl. Who else?
Kessler, Mark, Claxton, Turner, Jonas, Vucevic.
Who else was like linked? Yeah.
I feel like that's it.
I think that was it.
All right.
Darren Sharp.
Oh yeah, I guess we could go to Ron.
But
Sharp.
like he's he's
more of a backup big.
Exactly. 3 ankle injuries from 22-23, 2 thumb injuries in 2023 that led to surgery, 1 back injury in 2023.
Rob Will. Thanks, chat.
1 foot injury in 2025. That's Mark Williams in 3 seasons for 84 games.
No, I messed up. I actually clicked off. It saved for me, I think. No, it did not. Awesome. All right, guys, give me a sec. I'll get that back up and running. All right, let's see what you guys are talking about here in the chat. Well, you know what? Let's pull up his synergy data. Let's see what synergy's talking about here with Mark Williams. See what and while I do that, all right, Mark Williams. I'm good off Markelle Fultz. I don't know if I want Markelle Fultz personally. I don't know.
No, I saw, but then I'm like, no, actually, the off ball fit would not be great.
So what's so funny is like now. What's so funny? Look at the chat. We got some Mark Williams data pulled up here now. There are people in the chat that think that they're saying, "Oh my God, he's a defensive master or monster or whatever." And then there's also a lot of people saying, "Like, dog, his defense stinks." So again, it'll be really, really interesting to see, what the film and the data says about Mark Williams. Good role man, capable post up guy. Like the percentage isn't great, but like on a points per possession basis, he's not turning it over at the very least.
Okay.
Solid offense when like those are all fine. But really you're looking at him for the vertical pop.
Vertical spacing, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, you're looking for him like Luka's gonna have ridiculously like amounts of fun playing with Mark Williams. Last season, obviously, didn't play a lot. Played in 20 games. How many has he played in this season? 23. So he's ever so barely surpassed that amount. In his rookie season, he played 43 games. Yeah, the injury stuff is easily the biggest concern with Mark Williams. Can he play defense? Well, let's pull up B-ball index. So now we have B-ball index pulled up. We are going to look at offensive LeBron, defensive LeBron. We're going to look at positional versatility. So, like, how well are you at, guarding different positions? Let's go. We don't really care about one-on-one stuff with any of these guys. Your ability, no, we're not even going to evaluate contact finish rate. Just finishing talent in general. Can you make short roll passes? Offensive rebounding talent's important. Help defense talent. How good are you as a help defender? Let's see. We'll go blocks per 75 possessions, and then we'll go like how active are you? So we'll go with passing lane defense. All right, and then we're gonna add all these guys again. Did you guys lose me? You guys good? You guys still see the screen?
Yeah. Oh, you talking about the group? I see it.
Okay, cool. All right, let's add Mark Williams again. Let's add Walker Kessler again. Let's add Nick Claxton. Let's add Miles Turner. Trying to get these off really fast, guys. Once again, apologies. Jonas had it pulled up, and then all right, Chad. While I'm doing this, who would be the guy that you guys would want to trade for again? Trade targets, just in general. Now I'm missing. Okay, Vucevic. Anybody you think I'm missing, Corbin?
Off the top of my head, no, I think you got everyone. I'm trying to think. Mark Kessler, Claxton. We already talked about Dayron being a backup. I think you could do the same with like Kelly Olynyk.
I got Rob Williams.
You got Rob Williams. I don't think that DeAndre Ayton was ever seriously a target. I think you ran all the ones that have been rumored.
All right. And if there's a guy that I'm missing, we'll go back. So the player that's had the best offensive season actually is Mark Williams. This season's Mark Williams is the best offensive season. Oh, Jakob Poeltl. Thank you.
Oh, shoot. Yeah.
All right. This year, Mark Williams is the best offensive season per B-Ball Index out of any player on the list. Is this year Mark Williams, this year Nikola Vucevic, and last year Miles Turner. Those are the three best offensive seasons in general. All right. The worst offensive season is this year Nick Claxton, last year Walker Kessler, and this year Robert Williams. Those are the three worst offensive seasons. Okay. Defensive LeBron, the best defensive seasons. This year Robert Williams, last year Nick Claxton, last year Jakob Poeltl, last year Walker Kessler, this year Claxton. Mark Williams is actually like analytically having a good defensive season in terms of impact, which is honestly a good sign. That's a good sign. How bad was he last year then? Where's he at for last year? Okay. So the data necessarily doesn't agree with the bad defensive narrative yet. Again, I have to go look at his film specifically to be able to identify that. How versatile are you? Yeah, Robert Williams at the top of his list, and then Claxton, but Mark Williams decently versatile.
Okay.
Jonas and Vucevic and Jakob Poeltl being the dead last on this list doesn't surprise me. Best finishers at the rim: Kessler, Jakob, Jonas, Mark Williams this year is up here. This is where Mark Williams is not going to be able to, impact the game for you necessarily. Mark Williams is not a good playmaker. He's not a good playmaker, which honestly, the playmaking would have just made it unfair for you, if that makes sense. Because think about it this way, Corby.
The opportunities for
Go ahead. My bad.
Oh, no. I'm probably saying the same point you were. You go.
No, I was just going to talk about like short roll opportunities and things like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
You have so many guys who are going to have the ball and capable of making those plays that it would be nice for him to be able to make that read. But you're right. The opportunities probably aren't going to present themselves too much. Like he's going to be like the perfect play finisher.
Yeah. Offensive rebounds, second and third these past 2 seasons. Help defense talent. Last season, Mark Williams is the second best help defender out of these guys here. Last season, Jakob Poeltl. This year, Mark Williams a little more middle of the pack, but still like solid impact. Drop bigs. Miles Turner is an elite drop big so far this season. Oh my God. Vucevic, solid. Mark, okay, that's a little concerning. Blocks per 75 possessions. Walker Kessler's a beast. Walker Kessler's so good. But
yeah, one of the
1.8 blocks per 75 possessions. Passing lane defense. How active are you? Robert Williams kind of dominates this category as well, although Mark Williams is decently active. All right, and really fast, we'll go to like player report card. We'll go to player report card and we'll go to Mark Williams. Shout out to my guy, Crandus McBasketball. Great follow on Twitter if you haven't already. Let's see. I've never used this. All right. Let's go grades. We want grades here, I think. We still have Reeves. We don't need Smart to shoot. Corbin, what are your thoughts on Marcus Smart as a potential target?
I mean, the shooting's bad. Defensively, you do get some. I mean, that's a lot. Like, he's somebody that can still defend both guard positions, so that'd be helpful. I'm just wondering what you give up to get him. I'm like, at that point, I don't know. At that point, what, one of Gabe or Rui? And if you're telling me right now, if I could pick between Gabe or Marcus Smart, like in terms of salary, I'm probably just gonna go with Gabe, especially the way he's been playing recently.
Yeah, I get you. Mark Williams, really, he's fun. He's really good. Let's see. Can we like get a more in-depth graphic? All right, cool. We're not gonna do that. All right, I don't want to bore you guys to death, so I'm gonna show one last thing, chat, and then we'll get back to your chat questions and comments, and then talk about like where this team could go from here. Mark Williams, one last time. D- defensive positional versatility, D matchup difficulty. So not guarding, elite matchups, if that makes sense. Highlights, please. Copyright won't be able to do that here, but I'll be able to do that in a film breakdown if I'm able to get to that. Like I said, good help defender. F rim protection is a little concerning, like at first glance.
Yeah.
Elite offensive rebounder. Not going to provide much shooting wise. Not going to provide much at the on the perimeter either. Again, oh my God, I keep doing that. We already discussed his flaws as a playmaker. So I mean, again, we already talked about the post up stuff. Good screener or solid enough screener. So essentially, what I think we're looking at here, Corbin, is a just play finishing drop big, essentially. I think that's kind of what we're getting at. That's kind of what we're getting at.
And like a guy who's young enough to grow with this core, one of those guys who I think will be a perfect fit alongside Luka, but with the injury history, it definitely makes you pause, especially considering he hasn't been in the league that long, you know?
Yeah.
And I think for me, that's what it is. Like, I had an affinity toward Dalton Knecht. I get it. Like, he was just a shooter. Like, I mean, he's a basically glorified Matt Ryan for back in the day when the Lakers had him.
That's cold.
I'm sorry. I know. That's a little cold. But, like, that was it. There was no play. Like, he was just going to shoot the ball and that was it, right? But, like, I loved, like, I thought he was a nice fit. With that being said, like, I don't know. It's just one of those things where you're able to get a guy, like Mark Williams, you do that. He has a better fit for this team. Dalton Knecht, I think's role was pretty much kind of pegged as a shooter. Like, I don't know about the upside there. You get a guy like Williams, you have to do that. So yeah. And again, that's probably it, because I wouldn't mind giving the picks for Williams. Like, that wasn't really an issue for me. And looking back on it, I'm probably going to go to sleep on this, wake up the very next day and be like, you know what? That entire package is perfect for Mark. This is just like knee-jerk reaction.
Yeah. And again, I think that the critiques of the trade are absolutely fair. Like I think you did an excellent job of highlighting. The injury stuff is real. The injury stuff is very real, especially Corbin, when you start talking about his contract. Because one of the things about trading for a younger player, especially a guy like a Mark Williams, he is extension eligible at the end of the season. Then he's still under contract next year, $6.2 million. But then he enters restricted free agency 26-27. I would imagine that the Lakers plan. The Lakers' plan is to not just like trade all this stuff for him and not get any return. Is there a guy is there a comparable out there to you, like contract wise? They're like, yeah, you'd be willing to pay him that amount, especially he's going to be extension eligible this summer. I would imagine the Lakers try to lock him and Luka up sometime in the near future.
So, are you saying? I'm sorry, another. Like, can I repeat the question? Like, another contract?
Yeah. So, like, is there a comparable contract in a league for you where you're like, okay, I'm comfortable paying Mark Williams what X guy got, if that makes some sense?
Yeah, it does. I see what you're saying.
By the way, Mark Williams this season has had games of 38-9 and 5 against the Memphis Grizzlies, who obviously former defensive player of the year player, and Jaren Jackson Jr. faces Zach Edey as well. Mind you, my bad, LaMelo did play this game, but I mean, so 38 points against that interior defense, I think is really impressive. He had 31 points and 13 rebounds against said Walker Kessler in the Utah Jazz, who we just raved about. Let me double check to make sure. Watch, he didn't play. I'm gonna be so pissed if Walker Kessler didn't play.
Would you give
Walker Kessler played?
Walker Kessler played?
Yep. My bad.
There you go. No, you're good. I was thinking what Şengün just got, but that's a lot.
What did Şengün just get?
Let me see. Well, it's not a lot. I'm saying for like Mark Williams, but honestly, I'm probably undervaluing that.
Guys, remember, get your super chats in. Great way to support the channel, and is a great way to guarantee you get your question answered live on the air. Especially now we're not just like staring at numbers. Don't want to
5 years, 185.
185 is kind of steep. Is that what?
That's what
That's what Şengün got
past year. Yeah,
that's kind of steep.
So
somebody throw out the Claxton trade. I mean, not Claxton. The
Claxton
trade
contract.
I'd do that.
Claxton 4 years, 97.
That sounds better.
That actually feels a lot better. Yeah. That, mind you, Claxton, he's 25 now. 20, yeah, that still feels a lot better.
Yeah, so like this
average annual salary of 24 mil.
Yeah, now his is a little bit interesting because his is regressing. So his goes 27.5, 25.3, 23.1, 20.9.
Interesting.
More
flexibility for them, yeah.
Yeah. So that is a little interesting. By the way, guys, over 1,000 votes on this on this poll asking what grade would you give this trade, and we already 44% say that they thought it was a B trade. 38% loves the trade, give it an A.
Okay.
I like the optimism. 5% hate the trade. So there are still some people out there.
And that's fair. Yeah. I mean, to hate it, I don't know if that's fair, but to feel the way you do.
Yeah. Hit the like button, guys. See if we get 300 likes on the stream, guys. Really appreciate it. Like I said, we have already surpassed our stream count for the Luka trade, which is insane.
That's crazy. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was later, I guess.
Yeah. Was it?
A little bit. Yeah.
Okay.
A little bit. Not by much, to be honest with you. But you were on it on this one, Sean. Like you weren't coming home from no practice or anything. Like you were.
Yeah.
Trade happened. You ready to go.
So let's see. Let's go. Let's sort this by AAV. Obviously, we're not looking at any of those guys. Jared Allen contract. You know what? As a matter of fact, I think we have to wait and see what Miles Turner gets this summer. I think that's the one. I think you wait and see what Miles Turner gets this summer, and I think that's going to be the one that kind of sets the market. Personally,
okay. Yeah, I'll be interested to see like what that looks like. But you're right.
Are the Lakers done? Corbin, what would be your percentage? Do you think the Lakers are done?
I'm gonna say 45% that they are. I think that there's still a chance they do look at a that they do see what Rui could possibly fetch. Like I think they have some balance with Rui there, but like considering the contract, actually forget that. Rui is a guy that I would look at, but Maxey is probably the first guy I think about.
Yeah,
that 11 mil can be moved and probably get somebody to be a stopgap at guard, maybe like with the money, just fish around, see what you can do with that, you know?
Yeah, I would agree. They also have another second round pick. It might even be 2 second round picks. And then they still have 2 swaps that can also be used as well in a trade, especially if the mindset that I've kind of gotten for this team is like, I think they're going for it.
Mm-hmm.
I think they're going for it with this year's team. It's still like trying to understand we're going for it. We're also still kind of getting guys that we think could be here long term with Luke, and Mark Williams is one of those guys. So I think any opportunity they have to capitalize on that and use maybe some of their pick swaps or things of that nature, I think they are. I think they're going for it, man. I think they're going for it. It would have surprised me if they tried to pull off something else tomorrow.
And I feel the exact same. I think when you saw what they did in terms of with the Lakers playing, like while with LeBron the last couple of games against the Knicks, against Clippers, you look at, okay, we bring in Luka Doncic. You see the way LeBron's playing. You see the way that this roster's working together. Yeah, you take advantage of that.
Thoughts on Ayo Dosunmu for the Bulls? The guy that the chat just threw out.
I like him. Scrappy guard. Shoot a bit, gets after it. What are you proposing to get him?
Capable scorer.
Yeah. And like you wouldn't need to do too much, I don't think.
Let's see. Lakers. I don't think I trade Gabe. So there's a way you could do this. Essentially, what I'm looking for here, Corbin, as I pull this up, essentially what I'm looking for is, can you get this deal done by just doing like Ayo and using Maxey? You can do this Ayo for Maxey, and like, okay, assuming it would take like 1 year swaps or whatever. But like that's kind of that's what I would do. That's the one. That's the one. Chad, would you do this deal? And then more importantly, Corbin, would you do this? So like Maxi Kleber and like a swap in a second if you needed it.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Come on now. like we don't even play games. Yeah. You're the guy who could swing combo guardish, shoot the ball, defensively fits what they're going for. Yeah. That's a bro. Yeah, I like that. I
would do that, man. I would do that. I would assume. Oh man, I'm getting myself hyped up about it now. Don't you think we need another center? I mean, yeah, but yes, I do. But what do you think? Is there a center you think that this team can get, Corbin? Like another one? Is it a chance you get a Deron Sharp still?
I think it's possible. I mean, again, you get matching salary in a couple of seconds. Like he is a backup guard. You know, like he's not like an upgrade, I'd say, but not bad. You know what I mean? So I would, yeah. Like I think you can do that.
Like
now, would you like? I mean, as far as you're done. Well, first of all, do we still think Christian Wood's coming back?
Do I think Christian Wood's coming back? I don't. I would just absolutely not bank on it. I just would not bank on it.
Yeah, because I would like him and Luka teaming up again.
Yeah. Christian Wood. Christian Wood would make me feel better because then if Jackson Hayes isn't playing well, then it's okay. We have Christian Wood still as who could be like the second backup. Right.
Yeah, and it's a change of pace at the center spot. You get someone who, you know, could kind of. He has a little bit on. Well, not that you would need this, but he can put the ball on the floor for a minute. He can space the floor out from deep. You know, he can shoot a little bit. Like I do think it's a change of pace there. He's still a rim. He can still roll too, but it's a different look. You know.
Yeah. But why are we talking about Devin Booker in the chat? Why are we talking about Devin Booker?
Okay. All-time leading scorer for the Suns. Hey, go for it.
Shout out Book.
But, yeah, that's all I got to say for him. Like after that, sheesh.
Yeah. Kind of finishing the kind of finishing. Oh, the deadline's at 3. I don't know why I thought deadline was at 4. Deadline's at 3 Eastern.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so this whole time I've been saying 4 Eastern, and it's actually 3.
Oh, my bad.
I feel great now. So my guy Jovan put out a great tweet. Jovan adds that in terms of it, you know, let me share my screen here. In terms of assets remaining for the Lakers that are on the table, they're on the table by before the deadline tomorrow, so we can see this. Maxi Kleber, $11+ million plus one more season. Christian Wood, an expiring contract. Shake Milton, $2.9 million with the non-guarantee past the season. Their second round pick for this season and 2 pick swaps for next season and in 2028. They could technically still move Rui Hachimura or Gabe Vincent, but my understanding is that they want to preserve the core of the rotation as much as possible. Neither player could likely net them much anyway with limited draft capital remaining. Williams replaces their 9th man and jumps into the starting lineup. So this is kind of what you're working with. I'm gonna walk back. I'm gonna walk back my excitement on the Ayo Dosunmu thing for the time being. We'll tell you that off air. But yeah, I will walk back some of my excitement. But I think that's kind of the logic there, right?
Yeah.
Use the $11 million for Maxi Kleber and try to go get you a guy. So let's do that really fast. Let's see if we throw out another player, guys, around the IO range. I think that's kind of the type of guy, or not, maybe not him specifically, but like salary wise and level of player, if that makes sense. Send Rui. Well, I don't think Rui's getting traded. Cody Martin.
Interesting. Going back to Charlotte.
Yeah. I don't know.
I would like what about Josh Giddey? I'm just kidding.
Bro, I don't think Aaron Nesmith is available. I don't know. Like, where's the Aaron Nesmith stuff coming from? I've been seeing that everywhere. I think we've even talked about that recently.
Yeah. What about Andrew Nembhard?
I also don't think he's available.
I don't think so either. It was kind of just throwing it out there, but I agree. Ben Mathurin, no. Also not really a point. More of a wing.
Josh Green. That's also Charlotte, right?
Yeah, it's also Charlotte.
Let me see. Charlotte. All right, since we're revisiting the Charlotte well.
If that were the case, I would have went back and tried to go for Trey Mann.
Yeah, I mean at that point.
Mm-hmm.
Trey Mann's a baller. Trey Mann's a baller.
Trey
You
Mann,
wouldn't be able to get Josh Green anyway. Josh Green, we're look $11 million and under, essentially. 11 million and under. Josh Green makes 12.
Grayson Allen makes too much.
Looking at teams that could sell. Let's look at the Wizards.
Shaden Sharp, that'd be amazing.
Jeez.
No way in this universe, but that'd be funny.
Nobody from Washington intrigues me. Especially we're looking like the under $11 million number.
That's what's limiting, that money thing. Because you look at a lot of these guys, like, oh, okay, I can see it. Then you look at the contract, you're like, oh, absolutely not. You know,
Toronto seller. Well, I honestly have no clue what Toronto's doing. Chris Boucher.
I wish somebody went after Cam Thomas. Chris Boucher, the ageless one. I mean,
I don't think any of those teams are like realistic sellers. Utah? Like, what is Utah doing? Yeah, no. Portland. Robbo makes too much. Yeah, I don't know. I think Io's kind of the guy. Corey Kispert, what's Corey Kispert making? Corey Kispert low key be. I would kill for Corey Kispert. Oh my god, Corey Kispert would be nice.
How much you making?
5.
Oh wow, that's real good.
Corey Kispert would be nice. I also think they value him too much. Like, hold on, let's see. And then you aggregate Kleba. No, it doesn't work. We exceeded the allow. No, Corey Kispert. That's really heartbreaking. So for some reason, the trade is illegal. That's unfortunate. Damn. D'Anthony Melton. No, I think some of these other guys we're throwing out now, I'm not really excited about.
Yeah, I mean, Melton's injured for the year.
Yeah, he's gone. Cam Whitmore. I am as big of a Cam Whitmore truther as anybody, but he's not available.
Don't see that happening.
Again, we're, Corbin, we said this the other day. I think literally on the pod that dropped this morning that the Lakers are probably going to make a move, but you just like, I don't know who it's for.
Yeah.
I think we said that. And Mark Williams, like you pointed out earlier, is not a guy that we necessarily talked about. And I didn't know he was available.
No, not at all. I mean, if you think about it, every move so far the Lakers have made, it's from guys you're like, wait, what? I mean, obviously Luka being the huge one, but this being the second one too, where again, listen, Rob Pelinka moving in silence like lasagna, to quote the great Lil Wayne. like he just moving.
I think we got to give Rob his props.
Yeah, got to.
Simply for the fact that
I like Gary Harris.
He got the deal done for Luka, which there is an argument to be had that there's not much praise you can give Rob when he was the guy that was presented with the deal. But to get the deal done, not botch the deal, does deserve some praise. And then getting Mark Williams is still kind of saying, look, we are going to be able to like compete right now and then still be set up pretty nicely for the post LeBron era. They're not trading Austin, so any idea that we have there, I would, kick out the window. I think they're going to legitimately give Austin a chance to see how that fit is next to Luka, because I think honestly the best case scenario is Austin is a watered down Kyrie in terms of the fit offensively, right? That's kind of the best case scenario if you're LA. Like Austin just turns into watered down Kyrie offensively for them in terms of fit next to Luka. And you're able to like supply them with the necessary wing defenders, and hopefully you're able to develop Mark Williams into a really, really good, anchor for your defense. And honestly, that's kind of the route they go long term. Because if your long term direction is Luka, Austin, Mark Williams that develops, damn, you got to feel really, really good.
Yeah. You have to. I think it's so interesting. It's funny that they get the big center that AD was talking about after AD's gone.
Literally. Like imagine Mark Williams next to AD. None of our concerns or potential concerns would exist.
Yeah, that's wild. And apparently, according to Ramona Shelburne, Charlotte called the Lakers and said, "Hey, we're just in Dalton Knecht, and Mark Williams is possibly available for that."
Sheesh.
Sound what kind of Jedi mind tricks, we get, but that's funny.
I'm sure NBA fans are pissed, but it is what it is.
It's that good old Lakers exceptionalism.
It is honestly like hilarious seeing like how Twitter can't decide if Mark Williams is a good or a bad defender. Like that's like honestly hilarious. Here, let me read off the Lakers rotation for you guys really quickly. Or like 10 guys. Some of these guys wouldn't play, but a decent of them would. Mark Williams, 7 foot. Jackson A, 7 foot. LeBron James, 6'9". Jared Vanderbilt, 6'8". Rui Hachimura, 6'8". Dorian Finney-Smith, 6'7". Luka Doncic, 6'7". Austin Reeves, I think, is listed at 6'5", maybe even 6'4". And then Gabe Vincent, 6'2". Yeah. You have some length on this team.
Yeah, you do. Get that rotations going well, that length, the activity, some big bodies, that could be, and then offensively, they all kind of get around, Luke and LeBron. And like LeBron said in the post game after the win against the Clippers, just having guys that Luke and LeBron will set them up. It's catch and shoot. It's catch and finish. It's simplifying their offensive roles and making sure they have the energy and the ability to kind of go defensively there.
If we look at Mark Williams' last 10 games, 20 points, 12.1 rebounds, 3 assists, shooting 75% from the free throw line, averaging 1.5 blocks per game, 61% true shooting percentage, which is like +3 efficiency. Aaron Wiggins, there's no chance in hell the Thunder trade Aaron Wiggins.
No. And if they ever do, it's going to be for a lot. No.
It's good. No. Like, we're talking, I think, 2 first-round picks.
Yeah, at least.
Yeah. All right, we got another super chat here. How about just Deron Sharp? I would be interested in Deron Sharp. Austin Reeves for Jalen Suggs.
I don't immediately not like that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm in the same boat. I didn't immediately say no.
Yeah.
I didn't immediately like turn it down. I probably still say no ultimately. But like I'm thinking about that. might have to get a coffee. Might have to get a coffee, you know what I'm
saying? See where that gets you?
All right. No, the thing with Suggs as a fit, you're essentially saying like Suggs is a capable playmaker. He's a downgrade as a playmaker, I think, compared to Austin. Not the scorer that Austin is. But you're essentially saying Luka just carry the offense, and now we're gonna go get a guy that can just like legitimately clamp the opposing team's best guard, and we never have to worry about that. That would be the argument, personally. Although you still probably just keep Austin.
Yeah, agreed.
I wish Mark could suit up for tomorrow, but he will most likely play on Saturday. Dog.
If him and Luka make their debut on Saturday, listen, that game's already flexed on ESPN.
They already flexed on ESPN.
Yes, and rightfully so. Yo, if that happens, yo, our weekend's made, dude.
Oh my
I'm gonna be out
God.
of town. I might have to bring my laptop with me just in case.
Oh man. Well, you enjoy Where are you going? I hope you enjoy yourself,
Uh,
obviously.
oh, appreciate you. Yeah, the in-laws have my mom's 50th.
Oh, okay. That's what's up.
So yeah, but otherwise I'd be like, yo, and even so, I might have to sneak away. You didn't hear from me.
Did not hear from you. Did not. Absolutely not.
Nah. That's wild.
Emmanuel,
Super chat.
appreciate the super chat. Guys, we're almost there. We're almost at 300 likes on the stream. So hit that like button if you guys are just now hopping in, and subscribe to the channel. Nobody's breaking the game down like us. I will do a film breakdown. The hope is to have it out at some point throughout today. Honestly, at a point right now where I don't even know if I will do the live stream. I might just like react to something if the Lakers make another trade, in hopes of me just being able to crank out a film breakdown on Mark Williams. Emmanuel asks, who would you sign with that open roster spot? Who would you sign, Corbin, with the open roster spot?
I mean, it depends on who's available buyout wise. Didn't who got bought out just recently? Torrey Craig.
Torrey Craig did get bought out.
That'd be interesting.
Yeah.
Another forward guy that you can kind of deploy defensively, make an open three, sort of. Who else?
Dennis Schroeder wouldn't be available because teams above the aprons cannot sign players whose contract is worth larger than the non-taxpayer mid-level exception. Dennis's contract is like, he makes $13 million. The non-taxpayer is 12.8. So just barely missed on being able to buy out Dennis Schroeder.
I see a few Lonnie Walkers. I kind of agree with that. That'd be interesting. Is Duarte any good? In theory.
I think the idea of Chris Duarte is
better than the actual. Yeah.
He's not a good player.
But no, I would like that. Yeah, I mean, ideally I'd be prioritizing shooting. If I couldn't do that, then defense, right? But Torrey Craig, yeah, he was bought out recently. Trying to think there was one other guy. That was Duarte, I think it was bought out. Yeah. So maybe it's just waiting and seeing. Sitting back for a week, wait till All-Star break passes, see how things shake out, kind of circle that and see, you know? But if I could get just another guy who could, in a pinch some spots shooting, that'd be great.
Yeah. Theo, MW. Wait, MW. Mark Williams for stuff that should have been in the Luka trade.
Yeah.
That's a good point. Like Dalton, probably. That's another reason why, again, you probably have to give Rob his credit, because if you told me you traded for Luka Doncic, first off, I thought you would have been insane. But I would have, like, when I found out the trade was actually real and saw that Dalton Knecht wasn't in the deal, and the fact that they didn't have the 2031 first in the deal, Rob's ability to make sure those two things were in the deal is so huge, because that just netted you Mark Williams.
Yeah.
Like, is Rob executive of the year? Is that too far? Are we too soon with that?
It's crazy to say, like, on its head, because I'm like, man, we were just talking about how he needs to make moves and how, this took too long, and like taking advantage of the fact you had LeBron and AD, like, and then all of a sudden, bam, bam, bam. This almost reminds me of what we were kind of talking about, Rob, before that 2023 trade deadline, right? Like, you're just sitting there not doing anything. Like, you saw the team want to maximize, and he's like, fine, okay, damn. And then makes all these moves, and then boom. So I feel like, I mean, you get Luka, you win. Like, that's how I look at it. Probably going to go like OKC or something. But in my mind, you get Luka, you win.
Yeah. You get Luka, you win. And then you were able to use the assets kind of retained and that were left over to go get Mark Williams. They got the wrong Williams. Rob Williams would have been just the ultimate we're going in on this season move. Mark Williams I'm typically a hater of the 2 timeline thing. I don't even know if this is considered a 2 timeline. I think this is very much the Luka timeline, but Luka is such a generational player to where you can kind of get away with the 10 years and the present because that's how generational Luka Doncic is.
Agreed.
How we feeling, Sean? What's up? First off, Eric, my guy, appreciate you hopping in. Well, for starters, I think Corbin, correct me if I'm wrong. I think we both in general like Mark Williams, like the prospect of Mark Williams.
Yeah.
Have some concerns, obviously. I think some of the data we saw not too long ago wasn't the most supportive of like his rim protection and things like that. Great finisher, good lob threat. He's a guy that I think can support the team now and in the future, which is another reason why I think they made the deal. I just think due to some of like the injury concerns and things of that nature, I think they could have potentially gotten away with not including the swap, for an example. I mean, anything that I missed there?
No, I was about to say I'm right in lockstep with you on that. Like, worked out well for the most part. I'm pretty happy about it, but at the same time, that would be my one issue or my one thought.
Yeah, that'll be my one thought. I agree. We're 1 like away, guys, from 300 likes. Hit that like button. Guys, to wrap up here, because I know, Corbin, I'm interrupting your night.
Oh, you're all good. I love talking ball,
What would be the one thing? If the Lakers could do one thing on trade deadline day, what would that one thing be? One thing, guys. Fire it off in the chat. Super chats greatly appreciated. Already gotten a few tonight.
Yeah. Go for Cam Johnson. I'm just kidding.
Cam Johnson would be nice.
That'd be amazing. I don't understand how that doesn't happen, but it's funny.
Yeah. One guy. I've kind of talked myself into IO. I don't know if it happens, but I've talked myself into getting IO. What about you? That'll be my one guy.
That's a good one. I can't even. Yeah, I mean, if they could somehow, Cam Johnson will make the Lakers scary. Absolutely. I'm trying to think if they could somehow. They've already kind of blown my expectations. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not even sure. like outside of piggybacking from you, I don't have another thought. Like, who else? Let's say they do get somebody. Let's say they do get one of the Bulls guards. There we go. It would be nice, right? Somehow they do some snake chant stuff and get Jalen Suggs. Like, it would have to be something crazy. In my mind, just get another shooter, Yeah.
Another shooter. Torrey Craig could be a buyout option, honestly. Trade Kleba for another wing. I think Kleba's the guy you trade.
You have to.
It just is the easiest.
He makes the most. He doesn't. I wouldn't say he doesn't fit. He's not even. He hasn't played with the team yet. He wasn't really kind of he was part of it to make the money work, right?
Yeah. Like, well, I got myself too excited. Oh,
what?
Hold on.
You know what? They're not going to do it, but if I could get Malik Monk, that'd be crazy.
I mean, if I could get, I mean, I was about to say like
just some random, just some we're just at this point, it's pie in the sky like names here.
Yeah,
I feel like the Lakers have done the job,
Regardless, I think Rob's done a good job. Rob's done a good job. He deserves all the praise.
He really has. Yep.
Wow. Guys, any names? Quentin Grimes. Quentin Grimes just got traded, didn't he?
Yeah. Isn't he in Philadelphia now?
Is he?
Yeah. He got traded for Cody Martin.
For Caleb Martin, yep.
Caleb Martin, not Cody Martin, excuse me.
Phil, there's no way Philly could get that done, though. They don't have the money. Like, if it was literally any other team damn near, I would have said, yeah, that could work. But hold on, let me see. Philly's not going to be able to take back the money. Good to see Sean building the channel. You made my algorithm. Yeah. Some mama mentality. Long time no chat. Good grief. Good to see you. Hold on, wait, really fast. Quinn Grimes to LA. Yeah, this isn't gonna work. Damn. Yeah. That's not gonna work. Quinn Grimes would be spectacular though. We the comment above that one.
Davion Mitchell.
If we see this as one big trade, it will make Laker fans feel better. Technically, we gave up AD, Max Christie, Dalton Knecht, Cam Reddish for Luka and Mark Williams.
Yeah,
that's kind of a steal.
Yeah.
My guy Edwin Garcia just tweeted out Nico Harrison should never have to pay for a meal in Los Angeles. That's hilarious. All right, guys. So we're gonna have a long night, kind of processing this.
Yeah.
I'm gonna chug the rest of this energy drink. And oh wait,
did I your film breakdown?
Did I answer this question? No, I did not. My bad. Lake Show. Apologies for not answering the question. Go get Lonnie Walker now, Lake Show says. Can be good off the bench as our six-man. Lakers going all out. We are starting our backup two-way shooting guard away and another backup big. It's funny that after all of this, Corbin, we're back to square one where the Lakers' needs are the exact same.
They make these seismic moves, get two game changers, and you're right. You're right.
They still need a backup big. And now you need to replace Max Christie. Now you need to replace him. To get off Cleveland this year, got to attach assets, wait to free agency, use $41 million to expiring contracts to kill Alexander Walker or BB biennial, maybe mid-level, gauge Reeves' interest based on how the playoffs go. I think the first part is kind of going to be their logic. Well, I don't know anymore because those salaries are cool and they're expiring and all, but you don't have the draft capital to attach to those anymore. So, like, I don't know how much value truly the expiring contracts are going to be this summer. Now that you don't have capital to attach it. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Bruce Brown, no thanks. Yo, Sean, AD dropped 40 and 20 on Mark Williams' head last week. I'm a bit skeptical. I mean, that is AD, but
AD is a top 75 player all time. Like, he does stuff like that. You know what I mean? And if that's AD, I'm okay. Killian Hayes, you know what? With as much as we're talking about Killian Hayes, why don't we bring Isaiah Thomas back?
I mean, at this point,
come on, it's that slow grind, okay?
Hashtag slow grind. Hashtag. What was his flag? He had like a white, like the checkered flag,
like a race car flag. Yeah.
It was part of a hashtag.
Slow grind with that.
I go get Io, bro.
If they could do that, which at this point, geez, that'd be crazy.
I don't. I'm set.
Stanley Johnson. I mean, I guess so. He was okay. I think I had enough of the Stanley Johnson in 2022, but like I respect it.
Yeah, I'm cool on Stanley Johnson. I'm cool.
It happened. Don't cry because it's over. Smile because it happened.
Guys, you can follow my guy Corbin on X/Twitter at Corbin NBA. Go check out all the great work he does for Swish Theory and the Indie Basketball Podcast. Go check me out, Sports Headline Show, Hoop Venue Podcast as well. My guy Tyler Britton. You guys, I'm sure you guys have seen some of the clips of that as well. And then follow me on X/Twitter at Sean_DAVI. If you are new, please do me a big favor. Hit that thumbs up button. Like I said, you guys are awesome. Well, hit the thumbs up button and subscribe. You guys are awesome. We've, again, already eclipsed we've well surpassed our even our after live viewership. We've completely surpassed the Luka Doncic trade stream. You guys are awesome. Building up this platform has been really, really fun, especially over the last month or so. Now we've gotten a lot more consistent. Happy to have my guy Corbin along the ride with us. Mama Mentality quoting me. So last thing, I don't know if you saw the tweet, Corbin, but I tweeted out like maybe an hour or so, a little bit more than that before the trade happened, do not troll me with breaking news in the chat. I swear to God. I made a tweet and I was like, I'm so scared to go to sleep on the night before the deadline. Because I think if you recall, the KD trade to Phoenix happened the night before the deadline. And I tweeted out like, dog, I'm so scared to go to sleep night before the deadline. And like Mamba says, hey, I'm glad I didn't. Glad I did it.
No, listen, at this point, I mean, the good thing about it, after tomorrow, we're not going to stay up till like super late. Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you're right. I'm glad you didn't. And tonight, same thing. You didn't. And look what happened.
All right, guys. Well, again, follow Corbin at Corbin Ford. Oh, not Corbin Ford. My bad. That's his name. At Corbin NBA. Follow me on X at Sean_DAVI. We got more content on the way. I'll keep you guys posted on the live stream that we're going to do for the trade deadline. Kind of depends on how much sleep I get and how much film I get through tonight. So much appreciated. And till next time, guys, stay safe. And as always, go Lake Show. See you next time. Peace out.